स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Today our topic of discussion is Ishvara or God in Hinduism. Hinduism, as most of you know, is a vast and complex religion. It is actually not one single religion. It is said to be a parliament of religion in itself. It has been compared to the banyan tree, huge banyan tree that was seen in our Shippo botanical gardens. You can't know which is the main trunk. There are so many big trunks are there and so many branches. Hinduism is like that. There are several religions, Vaishnavism, Shaktism, Shaivism, and there are so many other sects and subsects, and each has its own God and also scriptures and its own rituals and traditions. So it's a vast religion, extremely complex religion and decentralized. Doesn't have one single authority as in Christianity or Islam. It's completely decentralized in the sense it is with the people, common people. And regarding our topic of discussion is about God in Hinduism. The first point to understand is God, principle of God, is not central to Hinduism. That is, belief or faith in God or in a particular type of God is not necessary to be regarded as a Hindu. For a Christian or a Muslim, he has to have faith in his own particular their conception of God. Otherwise, he will not be regarded as belonging to that particular religion. Whereas in Hinduism, the faith in God is not the central principle. Even an atheist can regard himself as a Hindu. Nobody will object. What is common to all Hindu schools of philosophy and sects is the doctrine of Atma. Atman is actually, according to his name, many several people, India's Hinduism's great contribution to world culture and world religions, the concept of Atma. It's a unique contribution of Hinduism. To understand Atma, what Atma means, you have to understand the concept of human personality in different religions. Every religion has its own concept of personality. Every religion and every system of philosophy. In Western thought, right from Plato's time, human personality has been regarded as dichotomous, that is, consisting of two entities, body, physical body, and mind, body and mind. And the mind itself is regarded as spirit, soul, of course mind, mind. In English word spirit, spiritual is used as a synonym for mind, maybe a higher type of mind. Even Plato also regarded the reason, the part of mind which is the faculty of reason. That is what he regarded as the soul and spirit, and that he regarded as immortal. In all religions other than Hinduism, most of the world religions, except the Chinese, the mind itself, body and mind, the mind itself is regarded as the soul and the spirit, and that is the seat of consciousness. Consciousness belongs to the mind. According to Western or most of the Western philosophers, consciousness cannot exist by itself. Consciousness must have some substratum. It is an attribute of the mind. When you say conscious, then you ask conscious of what? Consciousness must have reference to something. This particular aspect of consciousness is known as intentionality. Those who know about Western philosophy might have heard about this word, intentional. Content, the mind, consciousness must refer to some object, something, otherwise consciousness in itself has no meaning. And consciousness must reside, it belongs to, it's a property of something. See, you can't simply, consciousness cannot exist by itself. So consciousness exists in the mind. That is the common view in Western thought. In our non-Hindu thought, Western Hinduism, other than Hinduism, with all other religions, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and all schools of Western philosophy, they all regard mind itself as spirit. Swamiji went to America when he said Hindus or Indians are more spiritual than the Western people. Many of them were very much either puzzled or chagrined or hurt. That meant the Indians are more intellectual or moral, because when the mind itself is regarded, body and mind itself is regarded as the soul and the spirit, it is almost the spiritual life and the moral life become almost the same. Whereas in Hinduism, the nature of human personality is regarded as trichotomous, body and mind plus Atma. The Atman is nowadays translated as self. To distinguish it from the word spirit, as I told you, the word spirit and spiritual is used with reference to the mind to separate Atman from the mind. Nowadays, generally the word self, the self is used, generally with S capital. The simple diagram I can show the difference between these two concepts, the trichotomy and the dichotomy of human personality. Here, this is the theory of dichotomy of personality. Only body and mind. The mind itself is known as the spirit and the soul, and consciousness belongs to the mind. Whereas here in India, Hindu philosophy, all the schools of Hindu philosophy, all Hindu sects are agreed upon this particular point, that human personality consists of three entities: the body, the mind, and the Atman. Atman is the center of all consciousness. Consciousness belongs to Atman. These two are unconscious, known as Jada. Jada bola these two. Consciousness belongs to the Atman, and it is nowadays known as the self. And this Atman, according to Vedanta, the concept of God also varies. So this important point to note here is Atman or consciousness. Our consciousness is independent, exists by itself. Here, consciousness needs a substratum, a base on which consciousness exists. Whereas according to Hindu thought, consciousness exists by itself. These are all, the body, we all know, when people die, the body perishes. The mind also is impermanent, and mukti means freedom from this mind. Both are jada. Body, through death we give up the body, and through mukti we get free from the mind. So Atman is our real nature. Our real nature is the Atman. These two are superimpositions. These are additions. Our real nature is Atman. But we identify ourselves through ignorance. We identify ourselves with the body and mind. We regard ourselves as the body. I am this body. Though the body perishes, still we identify ourselves with the body. Our real nature is the Atman. Whereas in other religions, body and mind itself is the real spirit. Even when the body perishes, after death, they get in a miraculous way. This is what is known as in Christianity known as the resurrection. The body will, after death, the body and mind will get reunited, or a new body will be created. So that is known as the resurrection. Whereas according to Hindu view, the Atman, with the mind, it is transmigrates after death. It goes, remains for somewhere, for some time, and again is reborn. So Atman with the mind, it goes on getting reborn, and we get caught in the samsara chakra. Our samsara chakra bhagavad again and again, we are born again and again. Finally, when we get freed from the samsara chakra, when we get freed from that identification with the mind, when we realize our real nature is the Atman, then alone we get freed from the samsara chakra. So this is the Hindu view. of the Atman. Atman is our real nature. Owing to ignorance, we identify ourselves with the mind and also with the body. The body perishes, but the mind continues. We get attached to the mind. So with this mind we go from birth to birth. We transmigrate. And this goes on until we gain the knowledge. And finally we gain the knowledge that our real nature is not neither the body nor the mind. When we realize our real nature, that is the Atman, which is pure consciousness, and then we get freed from the samsara chakra. This view is accepted by all schools of Hindu philosophy. Then there is, when we come to the concept of God.
What is one thing? Christianity and other spiritual religions, there is only single God.
Yes.
You speak of resurrection.
Resurrection is.
What way you are going to explain this?
Yes.
In single God theory.
Resurrection takes place only once, and that too at the end of what is known as the doomsday.
For Jesus it is true, not for ordinary people.
And no, for ordinary people also, for everyone, resurrection is for all people. In the case of ordinary people, when they die, according to the Christian view, the soul means the mind only. The soul remains somewhere. That intermediate place, according to Catholic religion, it is known as the purgatory. The purgatory, temporary abode, remains there. Originally they believed after death the soul will remain in the grave itself. They remain. Later on they found the graves and the body gets decomposed. So they have to, now and then the grave has to be dug and then remove the bones to find a new place for new bodies. So then the soul where exactly it remains after death, especially in Protestantism, is a mystery. It is not known. But what is called a doomsday, final day of judgment, maybe after 1,000 or 2,000, 4,000 years later, one day, a day known as the doomsday, the day of judgment will come. On that day, the archangel Gabriel, he will blow the trumpet, and at that time the graves will all open, and all the souls, the souls will come out, and then God will judge who will go to heaven and who will go to hell. Some of them will go to hell and some of them will go to heaven. At that time, the body and in a miraculous way, body and man get reunited. They can't think of a mind alone. So body must be there. That is called resurrection. Yes, resurrection is for all people. Resurrection is a fundamental idea. This idea, the Jews, they got it from Zoroastrianism. Those who believed in the resurrection, they are known as the Bible. If you read the New Testament, there are two kinds of people who are mentioned: the Pharisees and the Sadducees. The Pharisees are those who believed in the resurrection. The resurrection was a new idea. Originally Jews didn't know. Even in Greek mythology also you find, if you read Swamiji's lecture on the steps to realization, I believe, there Swamiji has discussed this question. The ancient Greeks and the Jews had no idea about life after death. Ancient Greeks also, after death, where does the soul go? There is an underground, underworld, known as Vite, and there the souls go. On the way there is a river. When they cross the river, they forget all the previous, the life on the earth. So Vite That is what is on later on. The idea of heaven and hell was not there in ancient Greeks. The idea of heaven and hell was originally propounded by Zoroastrians. Zoroaster. He only propounded the idea of heaven and hell. When the Jews were exiled, they were kept as taken away by an Assyrian king by name Nebuchadnezzar. He once came and captured the Jews and took them as prisoners. So about 73 years, they were in Babylon, in the city known as Babylon. They remained there. During their exile, the Jews came to know about Zoroastrian religion, about heaven and hell. So from the Zoroastrian religion, idea of heaven and hell came. Before
We need that concept in Hinduism. Heaven and hell.
The-
What is called Hinduism?
No, the Zoroastrianism developed earlier. Not earlier, it is independently in the original. Anyway, that is the idea of heaven and hell and resurrection and all that. Whereas in Hinduism, the idea of rebirth, not one birth. But in other religion, there is only one birth. And after death, the souls remain somewhere. The idea of heaven and hell came much later. So now, one more idea I would like to mention, since it will come in due course, about God. Here in this view, dichotomy view, what is the position of God? God is entirely different. God remains in heaven, in a heavenly abode. God is entirely different from this world and human beings. God remains in his heaven, and from there he creates the world. He creates not only the world, first according to Bible, God created this world in 6 days. 6 days. Seventh day, that is what is known as the Sabbath. God took rest. That day of the rest was originally, according to Jewish belief, it was a Saturday. So originally Christian holiday was actually a Saturday. Now in Israel, in Jerusalem, Israel, the Saturday is the Sabbath. Sabbath means a day God took rest. 6 days God created the whole universe. In Islam also the same belief, but the Sabbath comes on Friday. Friday is the day God took rest. So God remains away, aloof, and he created the world. Not only created the world, finally he created man. At the end of creating the world, at the end he created man. Whereas in Hinduism, so God is different and the human beings are entirely different. It is like a potter and the pots. Kumbhar, a man who makes pots out of clay. So the clay and the potter, the man, they are entirely different. They can never be the same. Just as a potter makes with clay, he makes the pots. So also, God created the world and human beings out of chaos or out of chaos, the cosmic dust. There is in Bible there is a saying, "Thou art, O man, thou art dust, and unto dust thou shalt return." That is, you are created out of dust. That is what we nowadays call cosmic dust. And into cosmic dust man will disappear. Whereas in Hinduism, so God is entirely different. That is in Protestant, it is not. God is the only other. Only other. That is, in no way God can be compared to our nature. Neither our body, nor our mind, is similar to God. God is the only other. And all holiness belongs to God. God alone is holy and is entirely transcendent. This is known as transcendent. Transcendent means atindriya, below, beyond this world, beyond this world. God is entirely different. Whereas when you come to Hinduism, God is these are the Atman. Just as there is body and mind, human personality consists of the Atman. Similarly, outside the world also, there is the physical world that we see. Inside there is another world known as the mental world. The mental world is known as Mahat, the cosmic mind. So there is an external world, universe, and also there is the cosmic mind. Beyond that, there is the supreme infinite consciousness. Just as our real nature is neither the body nor the mind, but Atman, which is pure consciousness. So God also is of the pure consciousness. There is infinite consciousness. And they later on they found this our individual Atman or consciousness is a part of that infinite consciousness. There is behind this world, there is infinite consciousness. This consciousness originally in our Upanishad scriptures just known as Brahman. Brahman. Brahman simply means vast, the infinite. So just as inside our real nature is the Atman, which is the nature of pure consciousness, so also outside also, the universe also, the real behind all the universe, there is infinite consciousness, and that is known as Brahman. And that itself is the Ishvara or God. The relationship between Ishvara and God, that varies in different schools of Indian philosophy. So that we will come to that. That is the main topic of discussion today. We must think about study different conceptions of God in Hinduism. Then we have to discuss the connection between Brahman and God, and the relationship between them. But anyway, the God is not something entirely different from man. This Atman or our individual consciousness is only a part of this. The Atman within everyone has, the nature of everyone, real nature of every one of you is the Atman. The Atman is common to all of us. Every one of us, our real nature is not the body or the mind. Regarding bodies, we are all different. Everyone has got its own individual bodies and individual minds. These are different. Each one of you, each one of us, all of us, we have got different bodies and minds. But within all of us, there is one Atman. There is one light shining in all of us. There is one light. That light is our light of consciousness. In one of the Shankaras, one wonderful hymn, known as Dakshina Murti Stota, there Shankara gives a simple example. about this Atman. It is this Atman or consciousness in all of us, in every one of you. There is an inner light. With that light only, we know everything in this universe. To see all these objects, you need an external light. If it is dark, you can't see. To see the objects, you need an external light. But to see this light, to see this light, you need another light inside. When you look at an object, when you look at me, from your eyes, this light, some light comes and reveals this object. When you look at an object without your being aware, just like a torchlight, a flashlight, some current of light streams out and reveals the object. Ordinary mind, you can't understand that. But later on, when some kind of spiritual awakening takes place, then you will see that when you read a book from your eyes, some power comes like a current and then grabs all these ideas. So when you look at an object, your inner light is streaming out and revealing that object. Tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. Tasya bhasa, by its light, sarvam idam vibhati. All these things shine because of the inner light. This is a fundamental, great discovery made in India. That Shankara in his Stotra, he gives an example of a pot. Suppose there is a pot, a kolshi, March Madhye, there is a light. There is a light, and this kolshi, the pot, has got several holes. Chitra, photo. Suppose there is a kolshi or a pot with so many several holes. 5 holes are there. Then inside there is a light, a lamp burning, and this light, Nana Chidra. This Stotra Shankara says, Nana Chidra, Ghata Udarastita, Mahadeepa Prabha Bhaswaram. Nana Chidra Ghata, a Ghata or a pot, Nana Chidra, photo, there are several holes are there. And Ghata Udarastita, in the belly, inside the pot, Mahadeepa Prabha Bhaswaram. There is a light, a lamp burning in this light. This light is coming out, streaming out through these holes. If there is a light kept in a pot and there are holes, you can see through these holes this light comes out. The same way, this Atman's light is within us. Our body is like the pot. Our indriyas, 5 indriyas, eyes, ears, nose, skin, tongue, and through all these 5 indriyas are like the holes in the pot. Our body is like the pot. Atman is the light within, and this light of the Atman is streaming out through the 5 indriyas, 5 sense organs, through the eyes and ears. So like a pot with holes, our body has got indriyas, the sense organs. There is a light within. This light of consciousness is going out. With this light of consciousness only, we come to know about all the world around. We see, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, all these sensations. Behind all that, there is one thing common, and that is I know. I see, I hear, I smell, I taste, So behind all that, I know this, I know that, I see him, I see her, I see things. Behind all that, I know that knowledge, that comes from the Atman. That I know, that consciousness of knowledge, that knowledge belongs to the Atman. That is common to all. Objects may vary. You see many objects, but everything is known. You say, I know. That I know is common to all that. And that I know comes from the Atman. It is Atman's consciousness, this knowledge that is streaming out and revealing all the objects. It is because of the inner light that we see all the objects within. This was the great discovery made in India. And this Atman is only a part of the Supreme Infinite Atman, or known as Paramatma or Brahman. This was the great contribution Indian thought has made to the world West. Swamiji knew this. Swami Vivekananda, when he went to the West, he knew that Western people had not discovered the Atman. They discovered the Atman as the center of consciousness. And this consciousness is part of the infinite or divine consciousness. This Swamiji knew. This was unknown to the West. According to them, God is entirely different. Somewhere it's a different being. Whereas Hinduism, the God, Atman, is a part of Paramatman or Brahman. So each one of us is a part of God. God that creates only the world. The Atman is not created. It is essential, always a part of Atman, is essentially a part of Brahman or of Paramatma. So our real nature is divine. Each one of us, our real nature, because we are all parts of God. So we are all divine. Our real nature is divine. But owing to ignorance, we are not aware of our real nature. Now, though I talk to you about Atman, how many of you can understand what Atman is? Though I explain everything, still the idea of Atman is not there. You can't understand what Atman is unless you get some kind of spiritual awakening. That is where spiritual life comes. At present you can know that you are the body and the mind. That much only you can know. That there is a light within, that your real nature is the Atman. At present you don't know. That is because of ignorance. So that's why Swamiji said, each soul is potentially divine. We are not at present divine. Because of ignorance, we are not aware that we are divine. So each soul is potentially divine. So this idea is a new idea that everyone is potentially essentially So man is not a born sinner, worthless, useless person. He is really, his essential nature is divine. Though owing to ignorance we are not aware that our real nature is the Atman, and this Atman is a part of the Paramatman. This we don't know at present. But through spiritual guidance, the blessings of God or a Guru and all that, when this knowledge comes, then we realize that our real nature is divine. This was the message Swamiji went to the West to convey to the Western people. That's what Swami Vivekananda said, I have a message to the West as Buddha had a message to the East. Buddha gave a new message to India. That's a different subject. Swamiji went to West to give this message, the message of the Atma, and that Atman is a part of the Paramatman. So man's divinity, everyone has within him the potential divinity within. So all the powers, all the joy that we seek outside, all the power we seek outside, all the knowledge that we seek outside, all that is within us. Because when Atman is the seat of all the knowledge, the joy, Ananda, Sat, Chit, Ananda, all the knowledge, joy, power, and everything, the love also, everything that we seek outside, that is all within. This was the great discovery made in India, and this was the message Swamiji propagated.
Sir, one thing I want. Sir, according to Hindu philosophy, what is mind then? Hindu philosophy distinguishes between mind and soul. Then what is mind? Is it matter?
Regarding mind, there are different views. According to Vedanta, mind is subtle matter. Matter is of two kinds, gross and subtle, sukha and stula. Stula matter and sukha. So our body is made up of stula or gross matter, whereas mind is made up of subtle matter. That is the difference. According to Vedanta, according to Sankhya philosophy, Sankhya and Yoga, mind is a different substance, it is different from matter, neither spirit nor matter. Something what is known as the tertium quid, it is something third, something else, neither the body nor mind. But mind is a different matter, that is according to Sankhya. But according to Vedanta, mind is subtle matter. So in the notes, I think you have all been given copies of these notes. So we begin with that. Just by way of introduction, we have gone far ahead of the beginning. Let us start from the beginning. As I told, the conception of God is not central. There are different conceptions of God in Hinduism. And even if one doesn't believe in God, doesn't matter. He can still be continue as a Hindu. What is common to all Hindus is the belief in the Atma. The Atman is common to all the Hindu schools and sects of Hinduism. That is accepted by all. Regarding nature of this relationship between the individual self or Atma and Paramatma, regarding that only there are differences of opinion. Regarding God, regarding the nature of God, in Hinduism there are many views, several views are there. But regarding the Atman, our real nature is neither the body nor the mind, but pure consciousness or Atman. This is common to all the schools, all the sects in Hinduism, they accept this. Swami Vivekananda, in his lectures, he gave a series of lectures after returning from America, known as Colombo lectures from Colombo to Almora. Swamiji gave a number of lectures. If you go through those lectures, you will find this is one of the important key subjects that Swamiji propounded in India, because Hindus themselves, in those before Swamiji came, there were several sects and quarreling. The Hindus themselves were quarreling among themselves. There was no sense of identity with the Hindu religion. That's when Sister Nivedita says, when Swamiji went to the Parliament of Religions, Chicago Parliament of Religions, Swamiji, as many of you know, he went there to attend the Parliament of Religions in 1893. When Swamiji rose to speak, there was a Parliament of Religion there. Many representatives of different religions had come. Each representative of each religion, he stood up and spoke about his religion. So Swamiji's turn came and Swamiji was asked to speak. So Nivedita writes, when Swamiji rose to speak, he rose to speak about Hinduism. But when he ended, Hinduism was created because before that people didn't have an idea as unity of Hindu religion. Everyone regarded himself as belonging to a particular sect. I am a Vaishnava, I am a Shaiva, I am a Shakta, I belong to this caste. So people had various kinds of identities. So I am a Hindu. And what is Hinduism? What are the common principles of Hinduism? Hindus themselves didn't know. So Swami Vivekananda, first there is a lecture in Colombo to Almora. Swamiji, there are 2-3 lectures. The title is Common Basis of Hinduism. What are the common ground? What is the common ground among all the Hindu sects? Swami Vivekananda was the first person to think about that. Before that, they were all thinking about the differences. Shakta, Shaivas, Vaishnavas, they are all quarreling among themselves and stressing the differences. So Swami Vivekananda, who first pointed out the common grounds, the common ground among all the different sects of Hinduism. So the first common ground is belief in the Atma, then belief in karma, belief in dharma, belief in cycles. All these are some of the points which are common to all Hindus. So anyway, there are several philosophy, systems of philosophy. There are 6 systems of Hindu philosophy. Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Mimamsa. These 3. Then Sankhya and Yoga. So 5. Last is Vedanta. These are the 6 systems of philosophy. Among these 6 systems, Vaisheshikas, Sankhya and Nyaya, and Sankhya and Mimamsaka. These 3 schools do not believe in God at all. But still they are Hindu systems of Hindu philosophy. So belief in God is not essential characteristic of Hindu religion. But the idea of Atma is common to all the Hindu religions and schools of philosophy. Then we come to the subject known as proof of God. If you study Western philosophy, and especially this subject known as philosophy of religion, if you take any book on Western philosophy of religion, for more than 50 years in India, in our universities, formerly those who study, formerly the philosophy was an important subject of studies in all our Indian universities. Nowadays, because of technology and modern India has changed so much. So nowadays, most of the bright students go for science and medicine, engineering, technology. So very few people nowadays go for philosophy. But if you go to study philosophy, there is a subject known as philosophy of religion. For more than 50 years, the textbook, what is the name of the author? I forget. That is standard textbook. And any textbook on philosophy of religion, Western philosophy of religion, if you see, you will find a major part of it devoted to the proof of God, to establish the proof of the reality of God, whether God exists or not. First of all, that has to be decided. So there are generally 5 main proofs of God. Any philosophy of religion, textbook on philosophy of religion, if you see, you will find that. But in Hinduism, proof of God is not such a big problem, not given much importance. The word pramana, the word praman is used in Bengali and also in Indian languages. The word praman, praman means proof, common meaning. But in our Hindu scriptures, the word praman, pramana, means does not mean proof. It means a means of knowing God, knowing the ultimate reality. The means of knowing, that is known as Praman. There are three ways of knowing, three ways of knowledge. How we know? There are three ways of knowing, three Praman. One is Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha means direct seeing through your eyes, the hearing, smelling. Through the five sense organs we gain knowledge. This is known as Pratyaksha. Prati Aksha. Aksha means Indriya, sense organ. Prati Aksha. So directly through the Indriyas. So here God, this is known as Pratyaksha. Direct perception. This is known as direct perception. Directly experiencing, seeing or hearing. Second one is Anumana. Anuman Kora. Anuman means inference. That is also based on Anumana mane. Anu means after. Man means Praman. See. So something, you see something and from that you guess another thing. A common example is in a distant hill. Distant hill you see smoke. Then you guess, what you see is only smoke. You don't see fire. But when you see the smoke, you say, oh, there is fire. Something is burning, the trees are burning, fire is there in the hill. You don't see the fire. You see only the smoke. But seeing one, you guess another which you don't see. That's why it's called Anumana. Mana means Praman. What you see something. From there, Anuman. You see something that is Pratyaksha, you see the smoke. From that, you guess something which you don't see. Anuman. That is inference. Inference actually is a kind of Pratyaksha only because both involved. You must see something. Either if you don't see the fire, you must see at least the smoke. So that is most of our knowledge comes through Pratyaksha and Anuma. But third one is Shabda. Shabda is what we can't see through the from the Pratyaksha or Anuma. We get through the books, through words. In fact, in modern times, most of the knowledge, alone our college students and all the others, most of our knowledge nowadays all comes through books, through radio, television, computers nowadays. So all knowledge comes through Shabda, through words. So what we can't see, that we get through words. So according to the Hindu philosophy, God cannot be seen through Pratyaksha. God cannot be known through Pratyaksha or through Anuman. Anuman, if you depend upon Anuman, Shankara says, Anumana means inference. All most of the logic and arguments are based on Anumana. Then you can't know the nature of Brahman because argument, through logic, you can use any kind of logic, you can come to any kind of conclusion. So through argument you can't know God. You can't see God directly through the sense organs. It is not Pratyaksha Vedya. You can't see God through Pratyaksha. And Anumana, the difference of opinion, different kinds of Anumanas are there. Most of the logic, through logic you can't understand God because logic can lead to different kinds of conclusions. Shankara says, for instance, the Buddhism, for instance. Buddhism, they also begin with the Atma and then finally through argument they come to a conclusion, Nairyatmavada. There is no such thing as Atma, Shunya. So through argument you can't establish God. So you can know God only through scriptures. Our Shastra, the Vedas, Hinduism, Shastra means the highest authority. There are different Shastras. There are Puranas. So many Puranas. We have got 18 Puranas are there. And then there are Itihasas. That is Ramayana and Mahabharata. Ramayana, especially in the Uttar Bharat, North India, the Tulsidas, Ramcharitmanas, that is millions of people. It is the only means of knowing about God. That is the book, Shastra, that common people have got, Ramayana and Mahabharata. But all these are only subordinate to the highest scripture. The ultimate authority of Hinduism is the Vedas. The Vedas. There are 4 Vedas: Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samveda and Atharva Veda. Each Veda is divided into 4 parts. The first, there are mantras, so many mantras. These mantras are known as, the collection of mantras is known as the Samhita part of the first part of the Vedas. Then there are the second part known as the Brahmanas. Brahmana, that it refers to a particular caste that is different. The Vedic Vedas, the second part of the Vedas, that there Brahmana means not the Brahman caste. There it means the rituals. Vedic yagas, yajnas, all these rituals. These are ritual directory. And then the third part of Veda is known as the Aranyakas. Aranyaka consists of various meditations. And the last part of the Vedas, Vedanta, that is known as the Vedanta. The last part there consists of Upanishads. The last part of the Vedas consists of Upanishads. So mantra or the Samhita consisting of the mantras, Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka and Upanishads. The Upanishads, they are the records of the Vedic rishis, of their experiences, spiritual, by practicing meditation. Meditations are discussed in the Aranyakas. By practicing these meditations, our ancient sages, rishis, they attained various kinds of experiences, supersensuous experiences of God. Upanishads are the records of the experiences of these rishis. So that experience, that's why Upanishads are considered to be the highest authority. So Vedas in general are regarded as authority, but Shankara has divided Vedas into 2 main parts. One is the Karma Kanda and the Jnana Kanda. Karma Kanda includes the Samhitas, the Brahmana and the Aranyaka. The last part, Upanishads, that belongs to the Jnana Kanda. That is how Vedas are divided into 2 main sections, Karma Kanda and the Jnana Kanda. Jnana Kanda consists of the Upanishads. So all knowledge of Brahman, God, Atman, which are all contained in the Upanishads, or that is popularly known as the Vedanta. The Upanishad, the last part of Veda, that the Upanishads, they are known as the Vedanta. So now, the proof of God in Vedanta, the Shankara and all the Acharyas, according to them, God cannot be known through Pratyaksha or Anumana. God can be known only through the Vedas, and that too the Upanishads, the last part of the Upanishads, which record, the Upanishads record that the experiences of the ancient rishis, those who had actually directly seen, directly realized Brahman, Atman, all these, those who had direct realization of God, Atman. So Upanishads are the record. So proof of God, there is no other proof than this. You can't see God. but we can read about them in the Upanishads. There are 10 major Upanishads. If you go through the Upanishads, and also there is another book known as the Gita, that is Sri Krishna, his own words are recorded in the Gita. In these books you get all the understanding of God in Hinduism. If you want to know about Hinduism, God, the nature of God in Hinduism, these are the two books, the Vedas, especially the Jnana-kanda part of the Vedas and the Gita, and there are so many Puranas and Itihasas. Through all this, you get knowledge of God. So the proof of God in all religion, in the most of the Hindu acharyas, they hold the view that God can be known only through the scriptures. Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Ramakrishna, and regarding this only there was controversy. Different schools. Shankara has one expressed one view of God, Ramanuja another, Madhvacharya. Each acharya holds his own view of God, and they were all fighting and quarreling. When Sri Ramakrishna is told the nature of God, direct, real nature of God can be known only through direct experience. He said, I want to give an example, Uchishta. Everything is uttered. All, whatever, when you utter, whatever is touched by the tongue is known as Uchishta. Uchishta, Hindus are very sensitive about Uchishta. So Brahman Thakur used to say, he told Vidyasagar that everything has been made Uchishta defined by talking. When you talk means you are using the tongue. Whereas Brahman alone has not become Uchishta. Why? Because Brahman, what Brahman is, cannot be expressed in words, cannot be told, expressed in words. The real nature of Brahman cannot be known through words. It is beyond even Shabda. Avam Manasa Gochara. God or Brahman is, according to all the other acharyas, Brahman can be known only through the scriptures, Shabda. But Thakur said, even Shabda also cannot give you correct knowledge, understanding of Brahman. The Shabdic knowledge, the knowledge gained through Shabda, is not the real nature of Brahman. Real nature of Brahman can never be known through words, but can be known only through direct experience. So all these quarrels about the nature of Brahman, Shakta, Shaiva, these are only regarding the words. This may appear to be, but if you think deeply, you will see words are nothing but symbols. Words are symbols. When you say banana, the word banana is only a word. Kola. Kola and bolle, it is only a word, it is a symbol. It is not the reality. If you simply say kola or say roti, if your roti cannot, it's only a word, it cannot appease your hunger. Kola, you can't eat simply words. Words will not satisfy your hunger. It is only a word, it's only symbols. Similarly, God, when you say God, Brahman, these are only words. That is not the reality. Reality is beyond words. At present in India, nearly 400 million people can lekha pada janena. They can't read or write, but they deal with the reality. They live in this, how they live in this life. So even without knowing the lekha pada na jan levo, even without knowing reading and writing, we can live in this world. So because we deal with the reality. Similarly, the words that we use about God, the word God, Brahman, Satyam, Upanishad says, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. The nature of Brahman is Satya, Jnana, Ananta. God is truth, Satya Jnana, truth, knowledge, infinity. That is God. So they are only words, Satya, Jnana, Ananta, but that is not the real nature of Brahman. When you use the word Satya, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma, these are only referred to our concept, they are only conceptual knowledge. Brahman is beyond this. That's what Thakur said. That's the correct understanding. What Brahman, God is, ultimate reality is, nobody can know. Nobody can express through words. So Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, they all speak about God. These are only words. Bible, Quran, Vedas, they all describe words. They describe the ultimate reality of God. But that is exact, that are only words. They are all symbols. Symbolic knowledge. Through all this we get symbolic knowledge. And all the quarrels are about the symbols. Symbolic knowledge. Let's we give the example. That in Huku, there are 4 ghats or 5 ghats are there. Ek ghat hai, Muslims, they take water, they call it pani. Christians take it, they call it water. Hindus take it and they call it jal. So jal, pani, water, these are only words, symbols. But the actual thing is the water. That is common to all. Everybody drinks the same water. Only words are different. The same way, God or Brahman is the ultimate reality. These words and the Quran, Bible, Vedas, they are only symbols. They only speak about that. That is Thakur's idea of Dharma Samanvaya. Anyway, there are many Hinduism, as I told you, is a vast religion with like a huge banyan tree with so many branches. And so naturally, there are so many conceptions of God. Hinduism has been described as a 3-tier religion. 3-tier. In the train, in the second class, you find a 2-tier. 3-tier. Second class birth you can see. 2-tier and 3-tier. The same way, Hinduism also, there is a 3-tier religion. First of all, the bottommost tier. That is where the common popular religion among the lower strata of society, the very poor people, the tribals and ordinary laborers, laboring class, villagers, common people. Every village you will find there is wayside shrines. If somebody goes, if you put a little kumkum at the bottom of a tree on the roadside and pour some water, then tomorrow you will see so many people going there, applying kumkum and pouring water there. Any stone or tree, even on the roadside, the triangular stone is enough. People take it as God. So this kind of bottom, this worship of various spirits, believe in various, they are not exactly God. The idea of God, they are not come, they are called spirits. In every religion, there are especially in Hinduism in Vedic period, Mitra, Varun, then Marut. Mitra is sun god. Varun is jal, water, and the Vrishti. Varun, Marut means wind. They are all regarded as gods. So they are actually spirits. They are not came to the level of treating them as God, as a devata, but not we can deal with them as the nature of God. So spirits. So spirit worship. Spirit worship is known as demonism. Demon here does not mean the popular word demon. Here daemon is a Latin word. Daemon means spirit. Polydemonism. Polydemonism means belief in different spirits. Then belief in God, personal God. God, apart from the spirits, apart from faith in the different spirits, when you come to real Hinduism, you will find there are two main divisions. Those who believe in personal God, Saguna, God as Sagun, and some people believe God as Nirgun. Nirgun believe in God as infinite Nirgun, that is known as absolutism. Absolutism. Believe in God as a person, Sagun, that is known as theism. Theism and absolutism. Saguna Brahma Upasana have a Nirgun Brahma. These two divisions are there. So theism, in all the most of the religions, other than the absolutism or Nirgun idea is found mostly only in Hinduism, in Advaita system. In all the other religions, most of the other religions, they are what is known as Sagun or personal God. Believe in God as Saguna, Sagun Brahma. Sagun God as Sagun means personal. Personal means God with attributes, certain qualities. That is God as Sarvajna, omniscient. God knows all knowing, all powerful, omnipotent, omnipresent. God is present everywhere. Man is limited to one particular place, but God can be anywhere. That is omnipresent. And God is omnipotent. And God is omniscient. Sarvajna, He knows everything. So these attributes, God has got these attributes. This kind of understanding of God is known as Sagun or personal God. And personal God itself may be with form or without form, Shakar or Nirakar. So, God, there are two groups, only two types of two concepts, Sagun and Nirgun, personal and impersonal. Saguna Brahma itself can be Sagun Brahma, Sagun God as Sagun can be with form or without form, Sakar and Nirakar. Whereas Nirgun Brahman can never be, the question of Sakar doesn't come, Nirakar doesn't come. So personal God or Saguna or God, it can be either personal or impersonal. And personal God can be with form or without form. In Hinduism, all the three are there. This Sagun, Nirgun and Sakar, Nirakar, everything is there in Hinduism. Whereas in other religions, for instance, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, all these religions they accept their God is Sagun. They don't Saguna, personal. Saguna. But in Islam and Judaism, they are strictly Nirakar, without form. In Christianity also, because it is a part of Judaism, there are Protestants and Catholics. In Catholics, and also there is what's called Eastern Christianity and Western Christianity. Christianity originally split into two, Eastern Christians and Western Christianity. Western Christianity later on split into two, Protestantism and Catholic. The Eastern Christianity, there they accept God with form. Pictures are allowed. Only images, three-dimensional, graven image, that is Shilpa, the stone, graven image they don't accept, but God can have pictures. God can be, so they accept with form. The Catholics also accept God as form, but Protestants, Christians, they are strictly Nirakar. So the Protestant Christians, Islam and Judaism, they are strictly Nirakar. Whereas others in Hinduism, everything is accepted. In Hinduism, God is not only personal, but also with form and sometimes without form. Without form also is there. For instance, there is a sect known as Ramayans. Ramayans, who are the followers of Ramayana, the Ramananda monkeys. Yes, Sagun Nirakar. Rama is Sagun Nirakar. And Rama is Ramananda monkeys. So they also, and Sikhs, Sardar, the Sikh religion also is Sagun Nirakar. Since there is not much time left, I have to given all the notes. You can go through the notes. The differences between theism and absolutism and belief in the faith in the spirits. Faith in the spirit, in Hinduism I told you three sphere religion. The bottommost common people, especially tribals, they believe in various kinds of spirits. But even now, Shitala, worship of Shitala, Varan Thakur, and some of these, that is, the spirit worship is still continuing. The hierarchy of theism, the majority of Hindus, they believe in Saguna Brahman and God, going to worship in temples, believe in Shiva, Krishna, Sri Krishna, Ram, and various deities. That is the mostly cultured and common people, educated and cultured Hindus, they mostly believe in the Sagun, that is theism. They follow mostly theism. absolutism, that is Nirakar, an impersonal God, that is described in the Upanishads and the philosophy, those who, sannyasis especially, those who take up sannyas, Shankaras, followers of Shankara, they only mostly top ranking and the topmost higher caste, highest caste, and those who are either sannyasis or pandits who have studied the scriptures, and for them only this absolutism, the Nirakar and about the Brahman, very small number of people know about. They study Upanishads, study Vedanta, and they only accept that God is all-pervading Nirakar and absolute reality. So absolutism, that is the topmost tier. Only a small number of either sannyasis or pandits or those who are intellectuals. Other than that, the vast majority of the Hindus are theists. They follow theism. So that's worship of the belief in spirits, that is at the bottommost level of Hindus. So three-tier Hindus. Hinduism is a three-tier religion. Everything, nothing is lost. Everything is preserved in Hinduism. So I have given in the notes. The first is polydaimonism. It is there animism, totemism, fetishism. Animism is worshiping many spirits, trees, everything is animism. Totemism is not very common in Hinduism in India, but in America, the American Indians, commonly known as the Red Indians, there are many sects in America, American Indians. They believe, they follow what is known as totemism. There are so many tribes. Each tribe has its own particular animal, either the horse or the wolf or the jaguar, the leopard, some animal they consider to be their totem animal. That is God. God speaks or manifests through that particular animal. That is known as a totem. That is common in American Indians, but not so common in Hinduism. So polydemonism, then theism. Theism is of different types. One is polytheism. Polytheism is worship of many gods. In Hinduism, there is a popular belief, especially in the West, popular Hindus worship many gods. So Hinduism is polytheism. But actually, Hinduism is not polytheism. If you take Hinduism as a whole, then polytheism, many gods are there. But there are different sects. Each sect, say in Vaishnavism, Vishnu or Krishna, Sri Krishna is regarded as the only supreme deity. And all the other deities are accepted, but they are done at a lower rank. The supreme deity is only Sri Krishna. Similarly, Shiva is. In Shiva is the only, Shiv Thakur is the only supreme deity. Other deities are there, accepted, but one supreme deity. So this view is known as enotheism. Max Muller, he gave this title. Hinduism is not polytheism. Though many gods are there, each sect has its own supreme godhead. So this view that one god is raised to the supreme level and other gods are subordinate, this is known as enotheism. This is a peculiar feature of Hinduism. So Hinduism is not polytheism, better to describe it as monotheism. And then there is what is known as deism. Deism is not there, is not in Hinduism as such, but deism was once upon a time popular in the West, especially during Victorian times. In the 18th century, 19th century, when Swamiji went to America, at that time in Europe, deism was very popular. Some of the well-known scientists, say Huxley, and then poets like Shelley, P.B. Shelley, and some of them, they are all deism. Deism is known as watchmaker's universe. A watchmaker, he makes manufacturing, he makes a watch, commonly, especially in Switzerland. The watchmaker, he makes a watch, and then he doesn't run it. Watch runs of its own accord. Once a watch is manufactured, then it runs up of its own accord. In the same way, God creates this universe, but then the universe goes by its own laws. It's just like a watch goes by its own mechanism. Similarly, the watchmaker only creates the watch, and then the watch goes on by its own momentum. Automatically, nowadays they have the quartz watch, so it goes by itself. Commonly you have to wind. So that's all. Then the watch goes by itself. So,
If it is damaged, you put support.
you have to take the watch repair. So anyway, so that is known as deism. Deism is not popular in India. It did not become popular, but some of the deists came, and the Brahmo Samaj, some of the doctrines there, to some extent similar to deism. Deism influenced Brahmo Samaj, especially in the earlier years. Then pantheism. Pantheism is the best example. There is a great philosopher known as Spinoza. Spinoza's philosophy is known as pantheism. Pantheism identifies God with the nature. Nature itself is God. God is not something different from God. Nature. Nature, everything, whole nature, the universe we see, God is everywhere. The trees, everything is God. That is known as pantheism. But Hinduism is not pantheism. Though God is present everything, God is transcendent also. God is immanent. Immanent meaning Vata Rupe. God is Sarvavyapi, Bhaktekai. But God is also transcendent, beyond this universe. So that's why Hinduism is not pantheism. Then monotheism. Monotheism means worship of one God. And Christianity, Islam, Judaism, these are all monotheistic religions. They worship only one God. Hinduism, as I told you, it's a monotheism. It is not monotheism. Each sect, Shaivas, Vaishnavas, they have got their own, they elevate one God to the higher level. For them it is monotheism. But Hinduism taken as a whole is what is known as monotheism. These are all described in the notes, you can see that. Then one more idea is the idea of avatar. The avatar, that is only in Christianity and Hinduism. These are the only religions which accept avatar. That is, God is born on earth as a human being. This idea that God can be born on earth as a human being, that is known as avatar or incarnation, it is accepted only in Hinduism and Christianity.
What about Islam?
Islam, Muhammad is also an avatar.
Huh?
Muhammad, they call it,
Muhammad is not an avatar.
as per Islam, it is, they are.
No, Muhammad is not an avatar. They don't accept it. He's a prophet. He's a prophet.
Between prophet and being an avatar.
Prophet and avatar is different. God is Brahma, but Muhammad is not regarded as God. He is
Messenger. Messenger.
messenger. He's like a messenger who came and gave the information. Who is informer. Came and gave us the knowledge, understanding. He gave us the idea, that's all. But God, Muhammad is not God. He is not even. In fact, if you say that communal rat. So that's why God, Allah is the only God. Muhammad is not Allah, nothing. He is only a created being, ordinary person. He is a holy man, he is a perfected being. He is known as Insaf Kamil, Insan in Kamil. Kamil means the perfect man. God is the Allah, Muhammad is the ideal man. He is the perfected man, but he is not God. Insan in Kamil means the ideal. He is the ideal man, but not the avatar. He is not avatar. Since there is no time, there are different. The main different problem is actually theism, Hindu theism and non-Hindu religion theism. There are fundamental differences are there. So that is regarding that only in the beginning I said. First difference is Hindu theism, that is other religions. God is the wholly other. God is the creator. Universe is different from God. Like I told you about the potter and the pot. The kumbhar, the potter, he makes the pot with clay. So the clay and the pot, kumbhar is entirely different. God is like a potter. And human beings in the world, they are like pots. So this view, that is, God is extra cosmic. God creates the universe. God remains far above, in heaven, somewhere above. And out of this dust, He creates this universe and human beings, including our souls also, God creates. So God is outside the universe. Such a view is known as extra cosmic, whereas in Hinduism, God is intra-cosmic. That is, as I told you, the first example, the Atman is part of the Supreme Paramatma. Just as we have got the mind and the body, so also outside also there is this cosmic mind and the cosmic universe outside. The universe outside is God's body, and that body is a part of our body. Our human bodies are all parts of the outside God's body. The universe, all the food that we take, everything comes from the physical universe. Physical universe is God's body, physical body. Our bodies are parts of the God's physical body. Everything, that water, oxygen, food, everything comes from the external God's body. Our bodies are parts of God's body. Similarly, our minds also parts of God's mind, cosmic mind. The ideas that we get that come from cosmic mind. Say Newton, we discovered gravitation. Then Darwin's theory of evolution, various mathematical theories, Einstein theory of relativity. These ideas, where were these ideas? These ideas are all in God's mind, cosmic mind. So the scientist, their discovery, he only discovered the ideas which are already in God's mind. So that is God's mind. And then the Atman, just like our Atman, God is within, yes, Brahman or God. So God is inside the universe. Just as our real nature is the Atman, Atman is covered by the mind and that is covered by the body. Similarly, God is pure consciousness within. Outside that there is cosmic mind. Beyond that is physical cosmic universe. So God is intra-cosmic. God is within the universe. And universe is God's body. That is the cosmic mind, that is called God's mind. Whereas in other religions, God is extra-cosmic. God is entirely different. And this universe is created by God. So potter and the pot, the creator and the creature can never be the same. So that is the view. Whereas in Hinduism, the God is intra-cosmic. And Hinduism, God is both immanent. God is present everywhere. When the word immanent and transcendent is used, the common word used in English and with regard to Christianity also. In Christianity and Islam also, God is regarded as both immanent and transcendent. Transcendent means God remains far above in a world, his own world. He is not inside. So that is transcendent. But what about immanence? What is the meaning of immanence? In Hinduism, immanence means God has become, this world is God's body. Whereas in Islam and Christianity, the word immanence does not mean God is present everywhere. It means God's will. God's will operates everywhere. Just like a king. A king remains in his palace. But from there he gives a hukum, he gives a command. That command is carried out all over the whole country, whole his kingdom. God, the king doesn't have to go and see his will obeyed by all. He gives a command and everyone must obey. Similarly, God's will operates. God remains above, but his will is omnipresent. When God's will operates, nobody can escape from God's will. Everyone is under the will of God, power of God. The power of God is everywhere, but God is different. That is, immanence means only the will. God's will is immanent, but God, not God's substance. Whereas in Hindu view is, God is not only will, his substance, everything there is divine. Everywhere there is Brahman is everywhere. That's why in worship, when you do, everything is worship, everything is worship and then that is offered to God. So that's the difference between immanence and transcendence in Hinduism and other religions, extra-cosmic and intra-cosmic. And one more thing is difference in Hinduism. God is the karma phala data. Karma phala data. According to Hinduism, everyone does work. You do karma. So some people do, sometimes you do good work, sometimes bad. Good and bad. Good actions produce good karma phala. Bad actions produce bad karma phala. It comes back to us as prarabdha. And whatever karma we do in this work, the next work, the result comes back to us. We call it prarabdha. So when you get into troubles, we say, these are all my prarabdha. We say, I have done my actions which I did in the past. Because of that I am suffering. Prarabdha. So now there should be somebody who should impartially distribute the karma phala. All people do karma. But there must be somebody, one common agent, who distributes this karma phala according to the different, otherwise there will be partiality. So God is the person who distributes karma phala. So God is the karma phala data. So this idea of God as the karma phala data is not there in other religions. They don't believe in karma phala. According to them, it's all God's will. God's, all our sufferings, these things are all determined by God. All this is all God's will. Whereas this idea of karma phala only in Hinduism and Buddhism, in Jainism only is not. So now, since the time is limited, I'll just go through some of the different conceptions of God in different sects in Hinduism. Ramanuja's Ishvara Advaita, page number 4. Page number 4 in the notes is some of the views of God are described. According to Ramanuja does not accept God as Nirguna. He accepts God only as Saguna. So the idea of Advaita, Ramanuja does not accept Advaita. That is the real problem. According to him, God is only Saguna, Sagun Brahman alone. And another, the material, there is in cause, God as the primal cause of the universe. In Christianity, Islam, and other religions, who created, what is the cause of the universe? God is the cause of the universe. God caused this universe. There are actually, the idea of cause was originally propounded by Aristotle, the Greek philosopher Aristotle. According to Aristotle, there are 4 causes out there. So, only 2 causes we are here to discuss here. 2 causes, 2 types of cause. One is a potter who makes pots, or the Durga Puja time, he makes the image of clay image. So just like a potter makes pots. Clay is same clay. With the clay he makes various objects, various kinds of pots. The potter, the material used in making all these pots, that is one of the material cause. এটাকে বাংলায় বলা হয় উপাদান কারণ, উপাদান কারণ, that is one of the material cause. So whereas in Christianity, God is the potter who makes the pots, that is not the efficient cause. That is nimitta karan and upadana karan. Upadana karan is material cause. Things which are made up of, that is one material cause. So in Christianity, Islam, in Judaism and other religions, God is regarded only as the nimitta karan. That is the efficient cause. God is the efficient cause or the instrumental cause. God gets done. The material things is God has created out of cosmic dust. Universe is created by God out of nothing or out of dust. So that is material cause. God is not the material cause. Whereas in Hinduism, there are different views. According to Advaita Vedanta, God is both the material cause and also the efficient cause. Nimitta karan, also an upadana karan. Everything is Brahman. Everything is the material cause, also Brahman is the material cause. And also Brahman is the creator, is the nimitta karan. Upadana karan and nimitta karan, both Brahman. That is Advaitic view. That is view of Samkhya philosophy also. Whereas Ramanuja Ramanuja also holds that God is the Upadana Karan as well as the Nimitta Karan. Then Ramanuja also believes in Lakshmi, Lakshmi, that is the Vishnu as consort of Vishnu is known as Lakshmi. But the Lakshmi is considered to be his wife, but not as his power. The exact role of Lakshmi's role is not very clear in Ramanuja's system. Another unique feature of Ramanuja is God manifests in 5 forms. God has 5 manifestations. One is the Para, the Supreme, that is God, Brahman as Vishnu as Ramanuja calls God as Narayan. Narayan is the word he uses for God. So Narayan, Para aspect of Narayan is Narayan as Brahman, not forgetting Brahman, that is the Para aspect. And God is within, inside, the Antaryami, that is second aspect of God. Then that is what is known as the Vyuha. God manifests himself as the 4 deities. They are known as Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. These are the Vyuhas. And then God appears as the avatar. That is the 4th aspect of God. And then God manifests himself through the images, idols. That is the Archa avatar, Archa aspect. So God manifests himself in 5 forms. It is a unique feature of Ramanuja's system.
Gurus are Archavata.
Guru is not Archa.
Archavata?
No. Guru is only the Antaryami. In the Guru, inside the Guru, God operates as the Antaryami. So in Guru, through Guru, it manifests more clearly. That's all.
What is Archavata?
Archa is items.
Human form.
No, not human form. The image, stone and other images. If you worship, say, Sri Rangam, there is an image is there. In Tirupati, that God is standing there. These images, either metal or stone or yoga, Ashtaloha, and sometimes other kinds of images also. This murti, if you worship the murti for so many years, then God manifests the prana pratishtha. And prana pratishtha is done, then God manifests through that image. That's why prana pratishtha is done. Then Madhva. In Madhva's system also, God is regarded only as Saguna. Madhva does not accept God as Nirguna. And then, according to Madhva, God is only the Nimitta Karan. He is only the efficient cause. Prakriti is the material cause. So Brahman is everywhere, but Brahman is not the material. These are all created by Prakriti. That is Madhva's view. When we come to Vallabha's system, it is known as Shuddha Advaita. Vallabha's Advaita is known as Shuddha Advaita. Why? Because in Advaita, Shankara's Advaita, Brahman is covered by Maya. Maya and Brahman, though Advaita, according to Advaita, ultimate reality is only one, and that is Brahman. Then what about Maya? So Maya is like darkness. It is not a real thing, it is an unreal thing. So when knowledge comes, just as when light comes, darkness disappears. Similarly, Advaita Shankara's view of Advaita is Brahman But Maya is only like a darkness. It is not real. So Advaita means there is only one reality, and Maya is something unreal, and that when knowledge comes it disappears. Whereas according to Vallabha, though Shankara says Brahman, then there is Maya. So that means according to Shankara, both Brahman and Maya, that means there is something impurity. So Ashuddha. So according to Vallabha's standpoint, Shankara's idea of Brahman is Ashuddha, whereas his own view is Brahman free from Maya. There is no such thing as Maya. That is why he calls his system Shuddha Advaita. Shankara's Advaita, he says it is Ashuddha Advaita because its association with Maya. Whereas Vallabha's Advaita is Shuddha Advaita because it is free from Maya. Why Shankara has introduced Maya? The reason is, without Maya, if we say how the universe came after Brahman, Brahman undergoes transformation, parinama. Brahman becomes, when you say the Brahman has become this universe, then that means Brahman is changing, parinama. So according to this view was originally propounded by Nagarjuna actually, Buddhist philosopher Nagarjuna propounded the view. Whatever is changing is anitya, not only anitya, because it is unreal. Whatever is changing cannot be permanent. Anything that is changes, that means it is impermanent. And what is impermanent is asatya. Anitya is equal to asatya. That is, impermanence, Nagarjuna associated with unreality. So anitya is equal to asatya. The world is anitya. So it is asatya. That's why Mahayana Buddhism, according to the world is unreal, shunya. World is shunya. Everything is shunya. So Nagarjuna's idea, logic, that anitya is equal to asatya. Whatever is anitya must be asatya. So this view Shankara took over. And instead of anitya, that anitya Brahman, then how to explain this universe? For Nagarjuna, no problem. This universe is shunya. So Shankara did not say the universe is shunya. He said the universe that we experience has got some reality. So that reality is false reality. That is created by Maya. To explain the universe, to explain the apparent reality of the universe, Shankara introduced the idea of Maya. So the universe is created by Maya. Brahman is the reality. Everywhere Brahman is there. But this table we see, actually it is Brahman is there. But Maya has created this table. What we see is this is only Maya. But behind that there is Brahman. So Brahman doesn't change. But without changing, how the universe can be created? That is created through Maya. That's why Shankara introduced Maya to explain the universe, the creation of the universe. And otherwise, Brahman is the material cause. If we say, then that means Brahman is changing. And whatever is changing is anitya. That means Brahman is anitya and asatya. So that's why Shankara introduced the idea of Maya. It is a wonderful idea. Maya means ignorance. Ignorance can be removed. When ignorance is removed, knowledge alone remains. So Brahman is knowledge. Maya is like darkness. When light comes, darkness disappears. That is Shankara's view. Whereas Vallabha, so removed the Ajnana, according to him, Shankara's Advaita is impure, Brahman is impure. The Maya is, there is no Maya. So Vallabha's view is, this universe is the transformation of Brahman. Brahman itself has become this universe. For him, he did not apply that Nagarjuna's logic. Anitya is equal to Asatya. Whatever is changing is Anitya and Anitya is Asatya. That logic, Vallabha, not only Vallabha, all the other than Shankara, all the other acharyas, they did not accept. So this universe, Brahman has become this universe. Brahman changes, and that doesn't mean it is unreal. For instance, Ganga. The Ganga is actually the water, every drop of water, when you see Ganga, the water you see within 1 hour or 1 or 2 hours, that becomes a part of the Bengal, Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean. It becomes merges in the ocean. And yet we call it Ganga. So Ganga actually is Pravaharuka, it is going on. Continuously it is flowing. It is actually, it is Satya, it is real. Because it is Anitya. Though Ganga is Anitya, but it is not Asatya. Because we see it. It is flowing. So similarly, according to all the acharyas, this world is Anitya, but that doesn't mean it is Asatya. Ganga is Anitya, but it is Satya. So the universe is changing. The change does not mean it is unreal. Whereas Shankara, according to Shankara, Anitya is Asatya. The world is changing, so it is Asatya. So that is why that Asatya is due to Maya. That is Shankara's view. So Vallabha, and then one view I will explain, that is Gaudiya Vaishnavism, Bengal Vaishnavism, and then you shall close. In Bengal, according to Gaudiya Vaishnavism, propounded originally Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not explain all these things. These ideas came later on. Varadev, Vidya, mainly propounded by the Jiva Goswami. The 6 Goswamis were there, Rupa, Sanatana, and then their native Jiva Goswami, then Bhatta, Gopal, Bhatta, and the other. So these are the 6 Goswamis. Mainly, the Gaudiya Vaishnavism mainly developed by Jiva Goswami, who was the nephew of Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. So partly by Jiva Goswami, and later on, after 1 or 2 centuries later, came Varadev. Varadev wrote a commentary on Brahma Sutra named Govinda Bhashya. So Varadev Upadhyaya, his commentary on Brahma Sutra Bhashya, it is known as Govinda Bhashya. So Varadev and Jiva Goswami, they developed the philosophy of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. According to them, the ultimate reality is Sri Krishna himself. Krishna is not avatar. He is the avatarin. He is the supreme God. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is Bhagavan. He is the supreme Godhead. He is not an avatar. That's why in Jayadeva's that song, Dashavatara Stottra, there Sri Krishna is not there, name is not there. Krishna, yes, Krishna becomes he becomes the avatar. He is not the avatar of himself, he is the Godhead. And according to them, Krishna has got 3 Krishna has got 3 powers: Swarupa Shakti, Jiva Shakti, and Maya Shakti. God is associated with Swarupa Shakti. Swarupa Shakti, that is real Krishna's original form. In that form, he dwells in VOL1. VOL1 is the highest realm, that is made of pure sattva. So there Krishna eternally lives, and this Ras Leela, what is known as Ras Leela, is eternally going on. So according to Gaudiya Vaishnavism, Mukti, that Mukti means the liberated soul. It goes to the higher